Ok, este es un repaso rápido, a quick little review of place value when we have decimals, okay? So if you look over here on this chart, you see that there is the hundreds, tens, ones, tenths, hundreds, and thousands. Forget about the blue side right now because we're not going to focus on that. We're only going to focus on the green and the orange. But lo que quiero hacer, what I want to do, is I just want to go over really quick how to read decimals, because it's a really important skill to have. So like I said, I have my hundreds, tens, and ones that are going to be my whole numbers that come antes, before the decimal. And then you're going to see a little decimal. And every time you see the decimal, it's like when you're reading a number out loud, you're going to say and, okay? And then over here, the numbers after the decimals always end in THS. So you have tenths, hundreds, thousands, okay? So I'm going to do an example number. I'm going to put a 5 here, and I'm going to put a 7 over here. So if I'm reading this number, I'm going to read it like 5 and 7 tenths. 5 and 7 tenths. I always going to read the last digit of my decimal. So now let's try it with, I'm going to add a 8 and a 9. So if I want to read this number, it's going to be 5 and 789 thousandths. Thousands. The 9 is the last digit, and it's going to be thousands, because in the thousands place. So now let's see if we can try reading a few more numbers. I'm going to put a 1 here, a 5 here, a 5 here. So if I was reading this number, I have a 1 in the tens place, a 5 in the ones place. That number is 15. 15 and 5 tenths. Now we're going to add a 1. And if I'm reading this one, it's still 15. 15 and 51 hundredths. Hundreds. Because my 1 is my last digit, and my 1 happens to fall in my hundreds place. Let's try one more. Okay. So voy a poner el número 3, 6, and maybe I'll do 87. So I want you, quiero que tú, en tu cabeza, you try to figure out how to read this number, and I will say the answer in a little bit. I'll give you like 30 segundos to try to see how to read this number. And if you're having troubles, remember, the numbers in the green and the tens and ones, you're going to read that as you would a whole number. So we know that 3 and a 6, that's a 36. And every time we see a decimal, we say and. So right now we have 36 and 87 hundredths. 36 and 87 hundredths. Okay, uno más. The more we practice, the better we will get. If you don't understand it now, we will understand it when we practice more. So voy a poner este número. Okay? I'll give you 30 seconds para que trates de leer este decimal. So this one va a ser, tenemos un 2, a 2, in the ones place. Pues mi número es 2. So I'll read it. 2 and 92 hundredths. 2 and 92 hundredths. Cuando leemos los decimales, cada vez que hay un decimal, we say the word and. So pretend the word and is there. Y cuando we're reading the numbers after the decimal, siempre van a terminar en THS when you say them. So tenths, hundredths, thousandths, you always read the number and whatever place value the last digit ends on. ¿Ok? Vamos a practicar esto más las semanas y los días que vienen. ¿Ok? Es un repaso rápido. And that's